Hari Om. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste friends. Team Param Vedanta welcomes you all to DISHA 50, a new series of an inward journey to discover our inner strength and happiness through Bhagavad Gita. We will continue with our study of chapter 11, Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. Dr. Anupama Shetty will help us understand the verses from 9 to 22 of this chapter. She will also touch upon the topic of Karma Yoga as explained in Tattva Bodha. After the talk, we will have a teaching quiz by Srimati Nilima. Now, before Dr. Hegde gives us introduction to the day's topic, I request Srimati Trivedi to explain the day's shloka. Trivedi ma'am.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. The worship of Ma Durga in Navaratri is particularly fruitful. Navaratri is the only festival in which life can be made more meaningful by worshipping Goddess Durga, Mahalakshmi, Mahakali, and Saraswati. If you are troubled by fear and obstacles in life, then this mantra is for you. Navaratri is a biannual festival of the Hindu religion that happens for 9 nights. The first Navaratri is celebrated during the month of Chaitra, and the second Navaratri is celebrated during the month of Sharada. Every different culture has its own way to worship Ma Durga, but the mantras remain static. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Samsthita. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsthita. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Matra Rupena Samsthita. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Samsthita. Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. The goddess who is omnipresent as the personification of Universal Mother, who is omnipresent as the embodiment of power, as the symbol of peace, and who resides everywhere in all living beings as intelligence and beauty. I bow to her, I bow to her, I bow to her again and again. Benefits of chanting the Devi Stuti mantra, which is a very frequently used mantra, is that it is the ultimate power of the combined energy of the three lords, and thus is responsible for all the actions of the world. Worshipping her brings fortune and luck and cancels out negativity. Regular chanting of this mantra will bring the devotee positivity and creates healthy vibration around the person. Devi Stuti mantra is also very useful as it works wonders when it comes to wealth and power. So the person chanting this mantra will have good luck when it comes to their financial position. In conclusion, this universal Durga mantra blesses one with power, prosperity, and positive energy. It helps build inner power and allows all to develop healthy, loving relationships. Chanting of this mantra blocks negative thoughts and banishes ignorance. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Triveni, for a nice prayer. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om. One of the features of our DISHA program is the prayer which we just heard from Triveni. Today I would like to introduce another very popular prayer, often chanted at the time of studies. And the prayer goes like this. Sharada Sharadam Bhoja Vadana Vadanam Bhuje Sarvada Sarvada Smakam Sannidim Kriyat. Now, if you take a look at this prayer, it is very musical, but if you look at the words of the prayer, there are some things very unusual. And what is unusual is there is a repetition. Sharada, Sharada, Amboja, Amboja, Vadana, Vadana, Sarvada, Sarvada, Sannidim, Sannidim. Now, in a short prayer of 4 lines, almost all the words are being repeated. Now, in Sanskrit or in any of our traditions, if the repetition is there without a particular reason, it is considered a dosha. Now, the beauty of Sanskrit is each of these words have more than one meaning. Perhaps they have more than one meaning, and that is the beauty of this prayer. And let us look at the significance of this prayer. Why is that we make this prayer at the time of, just before we study? The first word here is Sharada. It refers to Goddess Saraswati, the God responsible for knowledge, wisdom, spiritual wisdom, and so on. So the subject of my prayer, the one whom I'm addressing to, is Sharada, which is none other than Goddess Saraswati. The next word is not Sharada. It is Sharad Amboja Vadana. It is one compound word, Sharad Amboja Vadana, which is an adjective describing Goddess Sharada. The word Sharad means one of the seasons, Ritu. Just before winter, we have Sharad Ritu or autumn. It is said in autumn, the best of lotuses bloom. Amba means water. Ajam means born out of water. What is born out of water? Is the lotus. So the autumn lotus Vadana means face. So this is a stuti in praise of the goddess. O Goddess Sharada, whose face is as beautiful as the bloomed lotus of the autumn season. That is the meaning of Sharada, Sharadamboja Vadana. Now we will go to the next line. Sarvada Asmakam Sannidim. I will explain once. Now let us go to Asmakam. Asmakam means collectively all of us. Now we are making this prayer to the goddess. So it is for us. What are we asking? What are we asking? We are asking for Sarvada Sannidim. And what is Sannidim? Sannidim means all forms of treasures. Nidhi means treasure. Sannidim means complete treasure. And the word Sarvada means whole and complete also. And what can Goddess Saraswati give? Can give us knowledge. What kind of knowledge? Can give us complete knowledges, Paravidya and Aparavidya, worldly knowledge as well as spiritual knowledge. Knowledge also involves somebody who gives us knowledge, the access to a guru. Knowledge involves Jnana Yogyata, the eligibility to get knowledge. Knowledge involves the ability to retain the knowledge, to be able to communicate, to express and share it with others, and to be able to read and write. So to go again into details with all that, Asmakam means for all of us. Sannidim means spiritual wealth or knowledge, both para and apara. And the 5 aspects being the ability to acquire knowledge, to have jnana yogyata, to have meda shakti or memory, to be able to retain knowledge, to be able to express and communicate. Knowledge involves the ability to read and write. Here the word sarvada means complete. What am I asking Goddess Saraswati? To give me completely the spiritual wealth of knowledge. So that is one part of the prayer. Now there is another sarvada. One sarvada is complete. Sarvada is not only for now, sarvada is for all time. So let us see what we have understood so far. Sharada Sharadamboji. O Goddess Saraswati, one whose face is like that of autumn lotus. Sarvada Asmakam Sannidim. We have still left over some other words. Let us see what again. The words left over are Vadanambuje Sannidim Kriya. Now here, the second Vadana. Vadana means face. The second Vadana refers to Asmakam Vadana. That means our face. Now, it becomes difficult to accept, but the poet says our face is also like the lotus. I have to see the word Vadana here is not face, it means my mouth. Our mouth, the mouth of the student, is like that of the lotus. And in the first verse, we have asked for Sannidhim, which melt treasure. Here the word Sannidhim means Samipe, very close by, intimate, proximate. So I want you, O Goddess Sharada, to be very close to me, to my mouth and my tongue. And whatever I express, therefore, will be blessed by you. This is the beauty of the poem, beauty of the prayer. And let us hope we get all the words right. Sharada Sharadam Bhoja Vadana Vadanam Bhuje Sarvada Sarvada Smakam Sannidhim Sannidhim Kriyat. Now this knowledge came to me through one of these excellent YouTube videos produced by the Chinmaya International Foundation, and the excellent teacher is Ved Chaitanya. And you could access these talks on YouTube. This is a special program by Chinmaya Mission where there is a training in Sanskrit for those of us who are interested in Shastric studies. We come back to the topic for today. We are studying Vishwarupa Ishwara Darshana, where Arjuna asks Krishna for the ability to see his universal form. What is the significance of the ability to see the universal form will come in this second verse of the Shiva Sutras, where Lord Shiva is instructing Goddess Parvati by the sutras. The second sutra says Vismayaha Yoga Bhumika, which literally means, Vismayaha means wonder, to have those wondering eyes, literally means to have Divya Chakshu, also means the eyes of a child. The also means very authentic seeing through the eyes, not through the mind. The mind is already programmed with so much knowledge. That is why my eyes cannot be so childlike. When I'm able to see with the sense of wonder, that is Vismaya. And if I have that sense of wonderment, that is the first step into the world of spirituality. And what we need to learn in today's DISHA is to be able to pick up the sense of wonderment. Now, our spiritual journey begins when we are childlike. That is why when Jesus was asked, there were a lot of people around Jesus, and somebody asked, what are those qualifications that we need to have to enter into your Father's kingdom? You speak so much about your Father's kingdom. He looks around and sees a small child and he picks up the child. If you can be like this child, you have to be childlike. And the more childlike you are, whatever you see, you may see a tree. As Father Anthony de Mello had said, if you have seen a tree, and if you have seen a tree, you have not really seen. But if you have seen a tree with those Divya Chakshu, with those wondering eyes of a child, and you have been lost into a state of wonder, then you have really seen. So what is wonderment? With wonderment, you will be able to see God, feel God, be with God. And this is the basis of Vishwarupa Ishwara Darshana. Whenever you go around with small children, they will ask you hundreds of questions. And you will see how scientifically you can answer up to a certain point, and then the world of mystery begins. One of the questions children ask is, Papa, why is the grass green? And the knowledgeable father will say, the grass has got a pigment called chlorophyll, and because of that, the grass looks green. The boy is a little happy, he's got some new knowledge, but after some time the boy will ask, but Papa, why is chlorophyll green? So the father has to go a little more into physics and says that chlorophyll has a certain property. The white light you see, the light has got all the 7 colors of the rainbow. And this pigment chlorophyll has the ability to absorb all the colors except green, because all other colors are absorbed and the green is not being absorbed. Out of the white light, what you see is green. The boy is fascinated by the answer. Then he asks, Papa, but why does chlorophyll do that? Why does it not reflect pink or some other color? Now the father is stumped. Now, scientifically, you can go up to a certain point, and then you realize everything is so wondrous. And you will come to a point that in spite of whatever knowledge you have, you will realize that this is a wonderful, wonderful world. Requesting Dr. Anupama to make your presentation. Dr. Anupama, please.
Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. The topic for today is Karma Yoga and Vishwarupa Ishwara Darshanam. Our discussion is based on a framework provided by a scriptural text called Tattva Bodha and Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11. Our focus here is to internalize and assimilate this information to discover inner strength, happiness, purnatvam, and ultimately moksha. According to the scriptures, all material accomplishments, be it dharma, artha, or kama, are secondary to the primary goal, the parama purushartha called moksha. What are the sadhanas required for this? Sadhanas or disciplines are broadly classified into 3 levels called yogas. They are karma yoga, upasana yoga, and jnana yoga, comparable to the rungs of a ladder which we ascend to reach our destination, moksha. What is karma yoga? Karma means proper action and yoga is proper attitude. Karma yoga is comparable to the first rung of this ladder. Now, what is proper action? Those karmas which give a maximum positive spiritual influence upon us, wherein we give more and take less. These karmas are variously called Uttama Karmani, Satvika Karmani, Para Upakara Karmani, and Nishkama Karmani. The scriptures have categorized these Para Upakarmanis as Pancha Mahayajnas. They are Brahma Yajna, Deva Yajna, Pitri Yajna, Manusha Yajna, and Bhuta Yajna. These karmas contribute primarily to our inner growth and also to the welfare of the world. From these actions, a sublime action called yajna is born. As human beings, we have the ability to act with dedication and sacrifice. This is called yajna bhavana. It is an attitude wherein our karma transcends our body, mind, and its associated ahankara, mamakara limitations. For example, when I serve my country, I live beyond my body. What is meant by right attitude? Any attitude is born out of a right understanding. For example, if I have a passion for some sport, my understanding of that sport is based upon my understanding, whatever I understand of it. A right attitude is born out of right understanding. So based upon information that we derive from scriptures, this is our understanding of karma. When I do a karma, it becomes a part of the universe. There is no way of undoing a deed that has been done. There is no way of unspeaking words that have been spoken. Every karma that we do is just simply surrendered to the universe. The universal laws of karma then act upon this deed. Scriptures say that these are tools in the hands of the Lord, the Shashvata Dharma Gopta. These laws help maintain harmony in creation. The processed karma, which is now called karma phalam, is then handed over back to us. If only we could remember this fact, every moment of our lives, then every karma spontaneously becomes īśvara arpana. This is called īśvara arpana bhavana, an attitude born out of this awareness of a kartritvam or non-doership. This is a verse from Mukunda Mala which expresses īśvara arpana bhava. It means I surrender every thought, word, and deed to the Lord. It goes like this. Kayena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatmana va prakriter svabhavat karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai Narayanayeti samarpayami. We now understand that it is the motive and not the action that matters. When we focus upon the motive behind an action, the very experience gives us the initial spiritual or inner growth. When we consider material accomplishments as subservient to this inner growth, worldly success and failure just become irrelevant. Siddh asiddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Remaining in the sense of awareness that every karma is performed with Ishwara arpana bhavana, a sense of awareness of akartritvam, I no longer consider karma phalam as a result of my action, but as Ishwara prasada, so very sacred that I would never reject, criticize, or even claim anything as rightfully due to me. I receive the karma phalam with a sense of gratitude, not as a bhokta. This is inner growth or chitta shuddhi. With this chitta shuddhi, I understand that all the problems in my life are not caused by the world, but my wrong handling of the world because of my ignorance. This drives me to perform karma after karma for material benefits. With Ishwara arpana bhavana and prasada buddhi, my mind becomes equanimous. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Samatvam is a hallmark of inner growth and emotional strength of a karma yogi. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna has repeatedly said that every human being has to perform some karma as swadharma to contribute to this creation. The initial growth of every person starts with this contribution. Material benefits may be just byproducts. This very giving is worship of Vishwarupa Ishwara. In Vedic teaching, Bhagwan and the world are the same. Bhagwan appears as the world, therefore contributing to creation is Ishwara Arpana. Yat yat karma karomi tat tat akhilam shambho tava aradhanam. As Ramana Maharshi has said, Jagata Ishadi Yukta Sevanam Ashtamurti Brida Deva Pujanam. Ashtamurti is Vishwarupa Ishwara, the eightfold form consisting of the sentient and the insentient. Bhu ambhasya anala anila ambara aharnata himamshu puman itya bhati chara acharatmakam idam yasyeva murtyashtakam. Arjuna had requested Lord Krishna to reveal his Vishwarupa, the universal form. What is this Vishwarupa Ishwara Darshanam? It is the fusion effect of the vision obtained from the physical eye, the Laukika Chaksham, and more significantly, that of the second invisible eye, the Divya Chakshu. What is Divya Chakshu? It is the attitude, the vision perceived by the mind of a mature and informed, a religious person, a sadhana chatushtaya sampanna. It is an exalted vision. Where and when do we see Vishwarupa Ishwara? The Lord's universal form is abundantly available to us all the time. Bhupadhav yasya nabhi vidaya sura nila chandra suryo chanetre. Krishna says, Hey Guda Kesha, Tvam iha mama dehe adya ekastam kritsnam sacharacharam jagat pashya. Yet anyat drishtum ichasi. The whole universe, both animate and inanimate, are within my body. Whatever else do you wish to see? Though abundantly available and vividly evident, why don't we see Vishwarupa Ishwara? Our ability to perceive Vishwarupa Ishwara is hindered by Kama Krodha, Raga Dvesha, Ahankara Mamakara, all the Asuric gunas in us. This makes our vision subjective, colored. We see through the mind, as Dr. Hegde just said, and not through our eyes. This is called Jiva Srishti. For example, a man organizing an open-air event will curse the rains, although the rest of mankind, the plants, the animals, including this very person, needs rain waters to survive. This Jiva Srishti makes the world lose its Ashcharyatvam. In contrast, when we look at the totality of the cosmos, small time mishaps, rivalry, asuric behavior, even world wars become insignificant, a small pinprick in the cosmos. This shift in attitude from Jiva Srishti to Ahankara Mamakara Rahita Divya or Ishwara Drishti is needed to perceive Vishwarupa Ishwara. This means when Jiva Srishti disappears, Ishwarasya Vishwarupa appears. Now, Krishna, the Maha Yogeshwara Hari, as Sanjaya describes him, blesses Arjuna with both this exalted and an extended vision. Krishna says, Divyam dadati te chakshuhu pashyame yogamaishwaram. What is this exalted vision? It is ahankara mamakara rahita darshanam. It is divya darshanam. It is the ability to see the world as divine, the ability to see the extraordinary in the ordinary. Hari means the one who steals. What does Krishna steal? He steals our ragadvesha, kama krodha, ahankara mamakara to bless us with this divya chakshu. In contrast, extended vision is a form of extrasensory perception. It is called dhirga darshanam, the ability to see beyond the realm of time and space, the ability to see celestials, other lokas, events of the past and future. Therefore, Krishna is called Yogeshwara, the possessor of miraculous powers. Arjuna has now been blessed with both exalted and extended vision, remember, only temporarily. Unlike a sadhana chatushtaya sampanna or a jnani's divya chakshu, Arjuna's is only transient, induced by the grace of Lord Krishna. It is something like passive immunity, short term, resulting from the introduction of antibodies from outside, not like the more enduring type called active immunity, which results from the production of antibodies by one's own immune system. Now, what is the effect of this temporary divya chakshu on Arjuna? Arjuna was initially wonderstruck and humbled, but he remained mute. Seeing the ordinary being transformed into something extraordinary, seeing everything secular instantly becoming sacred, seeing the mass of inanimate material world being transformed into the very body of the Lord as Vishwam eva rupam shariram yasya. Sanjaya describes Arjuna's reaction as Vismaya Vishta or Ascharya, wonderstruck, Hrishta Roma or ecstatic, Shirasa Devam Pranamya Kritanjali Abhasata. Arjuna became reverential. Arjuna was astonished to see Eka Rupa Krishna transform into Aneka Bahu, Udara Vaktra Netram, Anantam na Madhyam na Adim. Now, this is not Eka Rupa Krishna standing aloft with infinite arms and organs. Arjuna realizes that every limb and organ of each and every one are collectively Vishwarupa Ishwarasya Angani. So, where do I see the Lord? Sarvataha, being Ananta Rupa. Arjuna says, Samantat Pashyami. Everywhere I see this exalted vision as Vishwarupa Ishwara, as Tejo Rashim, a mass of effulgence, Sarvato Deeptimantam, shining everywhere, Deepta Anala Arkadyutam, radiant like the blazing fire and sun. Aprameyam means immeasurable. Prama means to measure. Now, with the extended vision, Arjuna sees Amisura Sangha, Maharshi Siddha Sangaha, Rudras, the Adityas, the Ashvinas, the Marutas, Gandharva, Yaksha, Asura Siddha. Vyasa then describes Arjuna's extended vision of all the lokas right up to Brahma Loka. He sees Sarvan Devan, all the gods, Sarvan Rishin, all the sages, Divyan Uragan, the celestial serpents, and Brahmana Isham, Kamalasanastham, Lord Brahma seated on a lotus. What does Brahmanam Isham Kamalasanastham symbolize? This could be Vyasacharya's attempt to convey the totality of Vishwarupa Ishwara symbolically. Here, Asanam is the central elevated part of the lotus called Karnika. It represents Miru Parvatam, which is supposed to be the middle of the earth, and here symbolizes Samashti Stula Shariram. The lotus symbolizes Samashti Sukshma Shariram, and Brahmaji Samashti Sukshma Sharira Pratibimba Chaitanyam. Of course, Lord Vishnu is Samashti Karana Shariram. The exalted vision of Arjuna now begins to see the ultimate Nirguna Brahma in Vishwarupa Ishwara. He says, Tvam aksharam paramam veditavyam, tvam asya vishvasya paramam nidhanam, tvam avyaya shashvata dharma gopta, sanatanasvam purusho mato me. Is Krishna's divinity increasing? No. Arjuna's reverence for the Lord is increasing. Tvam aksharam paramam veditavyam means you are the supreme imperishable one to be known by all, reflecting upon the Mandukya mantra, na antaprajnam na bahishprajnam, sa atma sa vigneya. And in chapter 13, Krishna had said, Jneyam yat tat pravakshyami, yat jnatva amrutam ashtute. Remember, Saguna Brahma and Nirguna Brahma are not two separate entities spatially apart. Vyavaharika Drishtya, Saguna Ishwara. Paramartika Drishtya, Nirguna Brahma. Tvam Asya Vishwasya Paramam Nidhanam means you are the ultimate substratum of the creation. You are Vishwa Adharam. Tvam Avyayam means you are Kala Atita, unaffected by time. You are eternal. Tvam Shashvata Dharma Gopta means you are the one that maintains harmony in creation. Here, the word Shashvata means eternal, and it refers to all the three, Ishwara, Dharma, and the universe, which could be present in the Vyakta or in the Avyakta form. Continuing the description of Vishwarupa Ishwara, Arjuna says, Anadi Madhyantam, you are omnipresent. Ananta Viryam, you are omnipotent. Anadi Bahum, you have countless arms, which are all of our arms. Shashi Surya Netram, your eyes are the moon and sun. Deepta Hutasha Vakram, your mouth is the blazing fire. Here starts the problem. The fiery mouth represents Kala Tattvam, or destruction. Kalosmi Loka Kshayakrita. Arjuna does not have the maturity to understand Bhagwan's Srishti and Laya are both dharmic. Arjuna now starts seeing Vishwarupa Ishwara as both Adbhutam and Ugram, wonderful and fierce. He notices that unlike him, the mature Devas and Maharshis approach the Lord's fiery mouth, the Kala Tattvam, with appreciation and prayers quite fearlessly. Yet, he cannot understand that dharmic destruction is constructive destruction. Arjuna's inability to accept death, the Kala Tattvam, indicates his regression to his Ahankara Mamakara self. His Vismaya Vishta response gradually turns to Ugram or fear. Remember, Divya Chakshu of his is only temporary. To conclude, it has to be noted here that it is the exalted vision that is spiritually relevant and uplifting, not the extended vision. Vedanta wants us to have this exalted vision, the Vishwarupa Ishwara Darshana, as a mandatory step before coming to Arupa Ishwara. Vishwarupa Ishwara Darshana alone eradicates more than 90% of all samsara. Vedanta is never about denying our problems, but accepting everything as an integral part of I, the Atma. Mastani sarva bhutani, nacha mastani bhutani. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Anupama, for an absolutely brilliant presentation on the first part of the Vishwarupa Ishwara Darshana, giving us the significance of Vishwarupa Ishwara Darshana. What is this Divya Chakshu? What is the mature way to be able to see the world, not as Jiva Shrishti, but as Ishwara Srishti, and with all the symbolic meanings very nicely explained. Once we have this background, then the teaching quiz now, which will be conducted by Nilima, becomes particularly relevant. Nilima, please.
The word Karma Yoga has two parts. Karma means
right action.
correct. And yoga means
Yoga means right attitude.
correct. Based on spiritual influence, all human actions are categorized
Panchamahayajnas,
Uttama, maximum positive spiritual influence, Madhyama Karma, intermediary, third one, Adama Karma, cause spiritual retrogression.
okay.
Name 5 synonyms for Uttama Karmani.
Satvika karmani, Paraupakara karmani, Nishkama karmani, then Panchamahayajna, Nitya Naimitya karmani.
Yes, correct. Name the Pancha Mahayajnas.
Devayajna, Pitrayajna, Brahmayajna, Manushayajna, and Bhudayajna.
Correct. What is meant by right attitude?
Ishwara Bhava, that is dedication of our action to the Lord, and Ishwara Prasada Bhava, acceptance as the God's gift.
Yes. Acceptance of result of actions. Fill in the blanks. Right attitude is born out of right.
Right understanding.
Once an action is done, it becomes a part of the
It becomes a part of the universe.
universe. That action is now acted upon by the
Laws of karma.
yes, correct. Thus, processed karma is called
Karma phala.
correct. Since God processed this karma, karma phalam becomes
Ishwara
Ishwara.
Prasada.
This attitude results in equanimous mind. It's called Chitta Shuddhi or
Chitta
Samatva.
Shuddhi or Samatvam.
Sanjaya Vacha. Eva Muktva Tato Rajan Mahayogeshwaro Harihi. Here, Rajan refers to
Dhritarashtra.
Mahayogeshwara means
Lord with great powers.
Harihi means
One who withdraws the papams.
okay. Thus, Vishwato Mukam means that God has faces in all directions?
No.
It means that all beings facing all directions are a part of Vishwarupa Ishwara.
Okay.
What is Divya Chakshu?
A refined mind or pure mind with enlightened intellect.
Yes, pure mind and enlightened intellect. A change in attitude which transforms everything secular into sacred.
Okay.
Tatassa Vismaya Vishto Rushtaroma Dhananjayaha Pranamya Shirasa Devam Krutanjalira Bhashita. What was the impact of Divya Chakshu on Arjuna?
Vismaya, Ascharya or wonderstruck. Then thrilled, then reverential.
Yes, Vismaya, wonderstruck. Rushtaroma, thrilled hair on it.
Pranamaya Devam, reverential.
Pashyami Devastava Deva Dehe Sarvastata Bhota Vishesha Sanyan Brahmanamisham Kamalasanasta Murshishcha Sarvan Anuragascha Divyan. Besides multitudes of different beings, he sees gods and celestial beings. What is the significance of this?
What he sees is not important, but how he sees is important.
Secular to sacred. Aneka Bahu Daravaktra Netram Pashyami. What should our inference be?
It's not, Vishwarupa Darshana is not an extraordinary vision. It's an attitude towards ordinary things of the creation.
Yes, correct. Vishwarupa Ishwara Darshana is not an extraordinary vision. It's an extraordinary attitude towards the ordinary things of creation.
Thank you, Nilima, for a wonderful quiz. Thank you, Anupama Madam, for a very absorbing talk with some beautiful slides. And thank you, friends, for your active participation. Let us log in for our verse by verse session 139 on 17th March 23 to continue with the study of 18th chapter. Please log in at 6:45 p.m. sharp on Friday. Thank you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you.